So yesterday we were talking about the even and odd signals. Okay, so first classification was continuous time and discrete time. So there we saw that signals can be either continuous or they can be discrete. A second classification is even and odd. Here we say that signals can be either even or they can be odd, or they can be neither even nor odd, but they can always be decomposed, right? So here was the formula. Okay, so this is the formula to decompose the given signal into its even and odd components, and a similar formula holds good for discrete time also. The numerical yesterday, right, where we had in place of x of t we had x of n. Remaining all things hold good same for that particular derivation. Okay, so now yeah, there is one more thing that we missed yesterday or a part of it. So everybody just somebody just tell me, can you listen to me? Is this fine? Somebody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So there is something called as, so symmetric is even. Okay. Symmetric signals are nothing but even signals. Anti-symmetric are odd signals. Asymmetric are neither even nor odd. Then there is something called as conjugate symmetric. Conjugate symmetric signals are those where the real part is even and imaginary part is odd. That's what this statement means, where the real part is even and imaginary part is odd. Something like, if at all I say x of t is equal to, say x of t equal to cos t plus j sin t. Okay, cos t plus j sin t. Cos t plus j sin t. Okay, so the first thing that we note about this particular signal, what is it, by the way? You can see this is a complex signal, a plus j b. Okay, x of t equal to cos t plus j sin t is a complex signal. Fine. Now here we observe that cos t is an even signal or symmetric signal. Sin t, yesterday we saw, is a odd signal. So such kind of signals are called as conjugate symmetric, where the real part is even and imaginary part is odd, right? This is the condition, and you can see the condition is being met. Okay. Here also one more example has been given. You can see, if at all I write x of t equal to, say, x1 of t plus jx2 of t. So this is what the example given here in this particular side. If at all I say x of t equal to x1 of t plus j into x2 of t. You can see this x1 of t. This signal x1 of t is a mirror image, right? You can see whatever you see here is same thing that is here. But okay, whereas you can see x2 of t is mirror image, but an inverted mirror image. So if at all I say x of t equal to x1 of t plus jx2 of t, then that particular signal is going to be conjugate symmetric signal. Okay, so signals, even signals, odd signals, then signals can be conjugate symmetric also, and then they can be neither even nor odd. Okay, so we are done with the second classification. I hope you are somewhat comfortable with that, decomposing a signal into its even and odd components, both graphically. So what we'll do, we'll just run through the concepts in this module, and once the module is done, we will revisit the problems once again, different types of problems, because as and when you go further, you will learn much about representing the signals cleverly. And for the time being, since we are not comfortable, we will simply understand the concepts and we'll come back later. Okay. So the third classification of signals is periodic and aperiodic. Okay, so the signals can be either periodic or they can be aperiodic. Okay, so what is this classification? Let us see now the classification of signals being periodic or aperiodic. Okay, so here is a formal classification. So I have those slides also, okay, which have been taken from author resources by Hykin, and then I have this textbook copy. I thought this is better. Okay. So see here, periodic and aperiodic. What's the classification? Aperiodic or non-periodic? Okay. If at all they say x of t equal to x of t plus t, if at all a signal repeats after certain time instant t, then we say the signal is periodic. Okay. So what sort of signals are those? Here you can see. Wait a second, let me here. Okay. Now you see this particular signal. What is the difference between this first signal and the second signal? What apparent difference you observe between the first signal and second signal? Say
First one is periodic.
yes, let me put some 1, 2, 3, 4 dots on the right side, dots on the left side to indicate that the same pattern was started from minus infinity and the same pattern would repeat till plus infinity. Okay, here dots are missing, it's implied. Okay, dots are missing. So first signal seems to repeat, right? Of course, this signal is periodic, whereas this one is aperiodic, because you can see it started at -1, ends at 1. So this particular signal we say is having a finite duration. Okay, if at all I scan from minus infinity and I go till plus infinity, I find that the first non-zero component starts at -1, signal ends at 1 itself. So this is aperiodic. But here you can see this is in cycles. Okay, the sine wave, whatever you saw in your second year labs, right, in CROs, what were those, by the way, the sine waves that you saw, or the AC supply that comes to your home?
Periodic signals.
What sort of?
They were periodic signals.
They are periodic, right? The supply electricity that comes to your home. What is the frequency of electric supply at our homes, by the way? Do you know the frequency?
50 hertz.
50 hertz, right? Okay, 50 hertz only, right? 230 volt, 50 hertz, we say, right? 50 hertz. Okay. Now see here, let us be curious, and can you tell me, is this periodic, and if so, what is the period? Period is that particular time interval t after which is the same pattern keeps on repeating. So will somebody tell me what is the period for this particular signal? Will somebody tell me what is the period for this particular signal? You can see here the value at 4, right? Say I start taking the value at -4. This repeats after every 2 seconds. This pattern is repeating. After every 4 seconds also this pattern is repeating, right? After every 4 seconds you can see this pattern is repeating. After every 6 seconds also this pattern is repeating, right? But then we should look for that smallest interval of time t after which the same pattern repeat. That t should be your fundamental period, and 1 by f should be your fundamental 1 by t, sorry, should be your fundamental frequency f in hertz. Okay, so yes, what is the period here? After how much time duration the signal seems to repeat?
2 seconds.
So will somebody tell me? Which one? This one, right? Okay, this thing here. Is this the thing? Okay, right. This particular segment you can see. This segment, which is there from 0 to t, 0 to 2, sorry, keeps on repeating, right? You can see the same pattern has kept on repeating. The same pattern has kept on repeating here. So the period here is 1.5. What's the period? What's the period? Yeah, I'm also now sort of curious. What is the period here now? So the better idea is to midpoint to midpoint is cool. Okay, square of the midpoint to midpoint is cool, or we'll start from this.
2 seconds.
So it is, what's the answer? Anybody else? So one of your friends said 1.5. Then one of your friends said 2. Any other answers? Anybody else? Any other answers? Roshan, what's your answer? Roshan, what's your answer? 2, right? Okay. So this is cool. Okay. So it is 2. So after the duration of 2 seconds, right, the pattern is repeating. So the fundamental period here is 2. Okay, the fundamental period here is 2. So what about the second case here? Is this periodic, the second signal? Is this periodic?
It's not periodic, sir.
It's
It's aperiodic.
If the signal is aperiodic, what will be the fundamental period? If the signal is aperiodic, the fundamental period, I think, is right. We never know, right? It starts from minus infinity, we go till infinity. Maybe after infinite time, the thing repeats. So the fundamental period is t, and the fundamental frequency is 1 by infinity. So that should be 0. So this is aperiodic, where the fundamental period is infinity. Such signals are aperiodic. Okay, such signals are aperiodic. Okay. Cool. So let us see the
So
formula.
how can we say that it is infinity?
Because
The
we don't know,
fundamental.
right? Because we don't know. So now say suddenly tomorrow the classes open, and if at all I come to the class and I give everybody 1 kilo of ice cream. Okay. So you all are shocked. Then you think that, how frequently does he do it? Does he give it every week? We don't know. Does this guy give the ice cream once in every month or once in every year? Who knows, right? So it may be or may not be. So maybe after 10 years, maybe after 15 years. So when we don't know how frequently the things repeat, so that's when we would say the time period is infinity, maybe. Okay. Weird, right? Weird example. Okay. So aperiodic signals. Such signals are aperiodic signals. Whereas your timetable, what is the frequency? What is the period of your timetable which is displayed? What is the period of your timetable? Taken a sufficient time
But-
consideration. How much is it? Taken sufficient time of
40 minutes.
huh? The
40 minutes per class.
40 minutes per class, every
1
day
is our period.
7 classes, right? Every day 7 classes. After every week, it repeats, right? After 1
Yes,
week,
sir.
after a period of 7 days, the entire pattern repeats. 40 minutes, then a break, then 40 minutes, then 40 minutes, then afterwards, again a break, then afterwards, a huge break of around 12 hours or more than that. Then afterwards, one holiday, right? So this entire weird pattern, it repeats, but it repeats after every 7 days, right? The pattern repeats after every 7 days, right? So we say the timetable. Okay. Anything else, by the way? Anything else? The clock, the minute hand, the second hand, and all, right? So how do they repeat? Okay. So that is periodic. Let us see what author has to say. The formal definition, as in the textbooks. Let us see. Let us see the formal definition in the textbook. Okay. So here it is. A continuous time signal is periodic if it satisfies the condition x of t equal to x of t plus t. As I told you, that particular signal was repeating after every 2 seconds also, after every 4 seconds also, 6 also, and 8 seconds also. But then the smallest time interval is the fundamental period. Okay, the smallest time interval is the fundamental period. Okay, and it should be positive. Okay, so if at all I start from 0, this particular pattern, right? If at all I started from 0, it was true for x of t minus 2 also. X of t minus 2 also, the same thing was true. But we should take the smallest positive interval. Okay, but we should take the smallest positive interval. So it has to be 2 for that particular example. Okay. The fundamental period is the time taken by a signal x of t to complete one cycle. Okay. So there is one more thing. Okay. There is one more thing. Fundamental angular frequency. Okay. This is the frequency in hertz 1 by t. There is something called as angular frequency given in terms of 2 pi into f. Okay. So omega equal to 2 pi f. So the unit here is radians per seconds. This one is hertz. Okay, fundamental frequency in hertz. When somebody says fundamental frequency and fundamental angular frequency, you have to multiply this by 2 pi. Okay, you have to multiply this by 2 pi. Okay, so do you know any signals, by the way, which repeat after certain time t. If at all I say x of t equal to say cos x of t equal to 2 cos 2 pi t. X of t equal to 2 cos 2 pi t. What do you think this particular signal? Is it periodic? Is it periodic? Sinusoids are always periodic, right? If this is periodic, what is the period? Can anybody tell me what is the period for this particular thing? What is the period for this particular thing? It's a sinusoid. It's a sinusoid. Do you know the period? Do you know the period for this particular thing? Can you? Anybody trying? Let us see an example. Okay, let us see an example. How are we going to do this? 2 pi, right? 2 pi, 2 pi. Is it so? Is it so? Is it so? How do we do this particular thing? How do we do this particular thing? We need this particular cos 2 into 2 pi into, we need this particular time interval t plus capital T such that cos of 2 pi 2t is equal to this. The condition is satisfied. The condition is satisfied when t is equal to 2 pi, right? Because every sinusoid repeats after 2 pi. Okay, let us see. Let us see some more examples. So anything interesting here? Okay, okay. Here is one very similar, very similar. Okay, cos 2 amplitude. We are not interested in amplitude. Okay, we are interested only in fundamental period and in fundamental frequency. Okay, see here, pi is missing for this particular thing. See, so what is the template by the for sinusoid? The template for sinusoid is a cos 2 pi f 2 pi f t. Okay, plus some phase shift phi. Okay, this is the template, I would say. So for this particular signal, amplitude we are not interested, phase shift also we are not interested, and as you answered in the previous case, we compare 3t with 2 pi ft. Okay, comparing 3t with 2 pi ft, 2 pi f and t, we get the frequency as 3 divided by 2 pi, right? T got cancelled. Frequency as 3 divided by 2 pi. Fundamental period as 2 pi by 3. Okay, fundamental period as 2 pi by 3. There is one more, e to the power j theta. As I told you, we have all not learned much. What is e to the power j theta, by the way? What is e to the power j theta? Can you tell me what is e to the power j theta? E to the power j theta means, e to the power j theta means cos theta plus j.
Sin theta by 2.
No. This is it. E to the power
Cos
j
theta plus
j
j.
sin theta. Okay, very good. Okay. So e to the power j theta is cos theta plus j sin theta. What about e to the power minus j theta? Cos theta minus j sin theta. Okay. So if at all it says e to the power j pi t, it is basically indicating two sinusoids, one in the real part and one in the imaginary part. But the frequency of both of them are pi t only. So this is cos pi t plus j sin pi t. So still the method is going to be same. Okay, method is still going to be same. And you have t equal to 2 seconds. Okay, and we have t equal to 2 seconds. Okay. Now, how more complicated? So usually remember, continuous time sinusoids are always periodic. Continuous time sinusoids are always periodic. But if at all they are sum of two sinusoids, then it need not be so. If at all they are sum of two sinusoids, it need not be so. So we'll revisit very interesting problems. Okay. So something like this problem here. If at all I say x of t is equal to, just note down this problem. Okay, we will revisit this when we are studying about the sinusoids, or when we are done with the unit, we will be solving problems. Okay, say cos 2t cos 2t plus cos 2 pi t cos 2 cos 2 pi t. Okay, now you can see here, I have taken a signal which is sum of two sinusoids. The first sinusoid is periodic. Okay, the second sinusoid is also periodic. As I said, sinusoids are always periodic. But when we say sum of two sinusoids, there is a catch involved. It is the period, the LCM of the period is what we have to check, and it has to be an integer. Okay, it has to be. Okay. So something like I would say, what about this pi, by the way? Is it a integer? Pi is a floating point number, right? Pi is a floating point number. What is peculiar about pi, by the way? What is peculiar about pi? What is peculiar? What kind of number is it? Pi. Anybody? Any idea? Pi. Pi is something weird, right? We'll come to that. Okay, remember this question. We'll come to this particular question after a while. Okay, after a while. For the timing, what did we see? Signals can be periodic. Signals can be aperiodicals. Okay, there is an answer. Yeah, 22/7. What's the catch with 22/7? It is 3.142. It never ends, right? Actually, it never ends. It keeps on continuing. Okay, it keeps on continuing. Just remember that. Okay, just remember that. We will come to that particular thing in a while, maybe. Okay. Now, what's the deal with the discrete time? What's the deal with discrete time? So when I say discrete time, say for example, I would say here, say stick, 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 stick. Let me put dots on the left side and dots on the right side. Okay. Now, can you tell me what is the period? Is it periodic or aperiodic? When I put dots on the left and dots on the right side, I mean to say the signal is periodic only. Now, can you tell me how frequently does this thing repeat? The signal that I have drawn here.
After 3 sticks.
After
4 sticks.
After
4
1,
sticks.
2, 3, 4. After every 4 samples, right? Earlier, when you described, you said after every 2 seconds. Okay, that is the thing. When we are talking about discrete time, we don't actually know the distance, the sampling interval. Okay, the sampling duration, the sampling frequency, we don't know. That is why whenever we are describing the discrete time signal, we tell the period not in terms of seconds, but in terms of samples per. Okay, these many number of samples. Okay, these many number of samples. Okay, so you can see here x of n is periodic if it repeats after some positive integer n. Okay, earlier we saw that the time period t can be 2.3 also, right? This can be time period t can be 2.3 also, 1.7 also. It was a positive number, but n has to be positive integer. The samples repeat after every 3 samples or 6 samples, right? There cannot be 2.5 samples or 3.7 samples. How many number of students can come to the class? If at all I say, you cannot tell 3.4 students or 7.3 students. It's either 3 students or 4 students, 7 students or 8 students. Okay, something similar with discrete time signal also. Okay, n has to be a positive integer, not a positive number. Okay. So the smallest value of n which satisfies the equation is called as the fundamental period of the signal. And for what value does it satisfy? Okay, for what value does it satisfy? If at all I say simply 2 pi, I will be wrong, because it has to be an integer value. Okay, it has to be an integer value. Let us see what's the catch involved in this particular case by seeing a discrete time example. So here is an interesting discrete time example. Earlier we saw a similar problem in continuous time, right? Which was that here. Remember this problem. Here, how did we do this thing? We simply compared it with the template, right? A cos 2 pi fct and we were done. Okay. A cos 2 pi fct and we were done. Okay. And it was a sinusoid, it was periodic. Okay. So in discrete time, things change a little. Okay. In discrete time, things change a little. So what you have to do is, this is fine. This we will neglect. Any amplitude we will neglect. Okay. Now see here, what we'll do is we'll compare with this particular template. We'll compare with this particular template, and the requirement for us is this omega has to be a multiple of 2 pi into m divided by n. What is that 2 pi into m divided by n? Let us see for this particular case. Okay, cos of 8 pi. Oh God, I'm not having that much comfort in writing this. Wait a second. Okay. Let me use this example only. Okay. So this is the condition that we are checking. Okay. Once again, since I cannot write here, here. See the condition what they are checking. No annotations, please. Should I disable that? Wait a second. Okay. Let me convince you with this. Let me write some bigger fonts maybe. Say x of n plus capital N if at all I consider. If at all I consider x of n equal to n plus capital N. Right? That's the rule, right? After some capital N, if the pattern repeats, then we are cool with it. So what would be this? What would this? This will be cos 8 pi n plus capital N. Okay, n plus capital N divided by 7 plus 2. Okay. Now see here. In bracket, what do I have? 8 pi into n plus capital N. Okay, so this is a capital N. Now, can anybody tell me? So that means this gave us two terms, right? Cos of, let me 8 pi into n, 8 pi into small n divided by 7 plus 8 pi into capital N divided by 7, right? Divided by 7 plus 2. Okay. Now somebody tell me, when will this equation number 1 and this equation number 2, when, for what value of this term, this entire term, equation 1 will be equal to equation 2? Can anybody tell me? What is this equation 1? Cos of 8 pi n divided by 7.
Capital N will be 0.
So we want, when capital N is 0, this is first condition. We want a non-zero value of n. For what non-zero value of n will, for what value of this entire segment you tell me? For this entire segment you tell me, for what value of this entire value 8 pi n divided by 7, will equation all will be same as equation 2? Either it is 0 or it is cos 40. Cos 45, we know how much? What is cos 45? See here, cos 45
By root 2.
will be same as cot 45 plus 360 degrees, right? Will be same as cos 45 plus 360 degrees, or 45 plus what is that? 360 into 2, or 360 into 3 for that matter, some integer value, right? So this particular term, equation number 1 is equal to, can reach equal to, it can be equal to equation number 2 when this particular term here is an integer multiple of 2 pi. Okay, it's this particular term is integer multiple of 2 pi. Okay, so this integer multiple, I would say it as m. Okay, 2 pi into 1, 2 pi into 2, 2 pi into 3, and so on. Okay, so let us now, with that particular understanding, now let us try to find this particular value. Okay, so
Sir, I didn't understand this problem.
Hmm?
The thing that you're teaching right now.
What we are trying to find is, we are trying to find the value x of n plus capital N after how many samples? Capital N. X of n plus 2, does it repeat? X of n plus 3. I had drawn one previous numerical, right? After every 4 samples, the signal repeated. So there I would say x of n plus 4 will be equal to x of n. Are we cool? X of n plus 8 is equal to x of n. So that earlier sample signal which I had drawn was repeating after every 4 samples. So we are trying to find out exactly after how many samples, capital N, is the sequence x of n going to repeat. So did you understand the question? Okay. After exactly how many samples, capital N, does the signal repeat? Okay, that is the question. So what we did was, we replaced the n with the n plus capital N. We replaced this with n plus capital N. Okay, and the rule is cos of theta is equal to cos of theta plus 360 degrees, or its multiple, 360 into 1, 360 into 2, 360 into 3, and so on. Okay, so that is why, are we cool? Okay, are you getting what we are trying to do? We are trying to find out the number of samples after which the pattern repeats. So we did this substitution, n plus capital N, and we are telling that this in equation 1 will be equal to equation 2 if this particular term is equal to 2 pi into m, where m can be 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. It has to be an integer, 360 into 1, 360 into 2, 360 into 3, and so on. Okay, so what we'll do, let us equate 8 pi into n divided by 7. This should be equal to, and of course there is an n also, right? So this should be equal to, what is that number? Capital 2 pi into m. Okay, this should be equal to 2 pi into m. What we want to find out, by the way, we want to find out n, right? So what we have to do, we want to find out n. So what we have to do, n is given by some value. N can be given by 2 pi into m divided by 8 pi, okay, into 7. Okay, 8 pi into 7. So when exactly this condition is satisfied? So for the timing, pi and pi get cancelled. Here I have a 4. Here I have a 4. Okay, here I have a 4. So for what value of m? If at all I substitute m equal to 1, what will be the value of n? Can anybody tell me?
7 by 4.
So
7 by 4.
is it an integer? No.
No.
If at all I substitute m equal to 2, do I get an integer? If at all substitute m equal to 2, do I get an
No,
integer?
sir.
No. So if at all I substitute m equal to 4,
Yes, sir.
equal to 4, then I get n is equal to 7, an integer.
7.
Okay, m equal to 7, that's a integer. Thank God. So the fundamental period is, my fundamental period is 7. Okay.
7.
Okay, that means the signal repeats after every 7, which happened for
Sir.
m equal to 4. Yes.
So how did you, for 8 pi n by 7, how did you substitute it as 2 pi m?
Let us
By what,
do
on
it.
what basis?
We all are confused, right? Okay, so
Yes, sir.
let me go to next. Okay, this one you just see. Okay, let me take you to the next problem here. Let me take you to the next problem here. Okay, there are two folds. Okay, there are two issues here in this problem. First thing is the signal has been represented as a multiplication of two sinusoids. Whenever a signal is represented as a multiplication of two sinusoids, we have to represent such signals as sum of two sinusoids and find their individual period. Okay, find their individual period using the formula cos theta into sin theta. Okay, remember using the formula cos theta into sin theta. Let us do that. Once again, if at all this class ends here, I will quickly send a link and you have to join. Okay, this will be the last problem today. Okay, now see here. First thing first, the question was given as product of two sinusoids. Using the formula sin A cos B, now this has been represented as sum of two sinusoids, and our answer will be the LCM of both the periods. Okay, least common multiple of both the periods. Okay, that is that. But we have bigger problems, right? We did not understand how do we find the period. Okay, now see here, let us consider. Okay, this 1/2 is just an amplitude. We are not bothered. Here are the two sinusoids. Let us see this first sinusoid. Sine, what is this? 8 pi into n divided by 15. I will send you the link. Okay, be there. I will send you the link. Let me end this meet. I will send you the link.